So,
Carla,
we'll,
esta página era que teníamos pendiente, ¿no? Por el tema de los videos.
yes,
La
page,
página anterior sí teníamos que...
mhm,
Ah, eso yo no sé.
page 43 as, this is our page today, and 42 was just for you to do, okay? When you finish this, send it to me. The same
Ah, ok.
with the workbook 27, I believe. Yeah, no, 28 and 29 up to 4 C or D, something like that. It's in the video. Okay, so today we're going to start dealing with these videos, okay? To finish the unit. Can you understand these people in the street? Watch or listen to 5 people and answer the questions, okay? So we have these people um, and different sentences, let's say, because it's not questions, okay? You have sentences and different options to complete the sentences. Christopher likes using the subway because, and these are the options, okay? Have a look at the different sentences and the different options before we start with the video. This is the video. Let's watch it all together. Can you hear correctly?
Yes.
Yes, excellent.
Yes.
How do you get to work?
I take the subway every day. I take 2 trains. I live in Brooklyn. I take a train from Brooklyn to Washington Square, and then I switch to a train that takes me to Midtown Manhattan.
How long does it take?
It takes about 30 to 40 minutes.
What do you think is the best way to get around New York?
I think subways are an excellent way to get around New York. They serve all 5 boroughs, and they're open 24 hours a day. So they're very convenient, and they don't get stuck in traffic.
Do you think women are better than men with young children? Or do you think that's just a stereotype?
I think women are, they're more natural with young children. They have a natural ability with them. They're better at sort of knowing what they need and perhaps, knowing if they need hugs or food or things like that. And perhaps their manner is better with young children. I think men can do it, but perhaps it takes a bit more practice.
Some new research says that men talk just as much as women. Do you think that's true?
Definitely think that's true. I would say that I know men who talk more than women talk. Especially in my family, it's the men who do most of the talking, especially repeating the same story time and time again.
Do you think men and women talk about different things?
Yes, I think they do talk about different things. I think they have different interests, and so they will try and control the conversation to topics that interest them rather than everyone else.
Is there anything you've tried to learn but failed?
I'm having real problems with yoga, to be honest. I've been going to lessons for about 3 years now, and I'm still not making much progress, and I still can't touch my toes.
Have you stopped trying?
No, I'm still trying.
Is there anything that people do with their phones that really annoys you?
I personally get quite annoyed by the fact that nowadays most people seem to have their phones out with them all the time, including in social situations like when you're in the pub or at someone's house for dinner, and people seem to think it's fine to just mess around on their phones, not necessarily make phone calls, but just kind of play with their phones, check Facebook on their phones. It's, I don't know, seems to become quite standard behaviour now, that that's what people do.
Okay. Good.
¿Qué era rusa la última? ¿Qué leí?
No.
Por Dios santo.
De hecho, creo que es la que acento más, no sé, como por decirte, británico, estándar
Ay,
tiene.
pero re cerrada era, no abría la boca para hablar.
Okay. So, could you answer, could you choose the correct options for the sentences? Or how many could you get?
I think yes,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not sure.
Okay, it's okay. We can check later.
Vamos a ver qué salió.
Okay. And you, Sol?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I did all, but I don't know if it's right.
Okay. We can check later. Good. So, number 1. Christopher, this man, likes using the subway because
I put C.
See, it runs all day and night.
Yes.
Okay. Any other option?
For me, he only need to take one train.
Okay, for you it's A. Okay.
I put C.
C. The same as Sol. Okay, good. Then we can check. Number 2. Maria thinks that women are better than men at looking after young children because
Option
choose
E.
A.
A.
Okay.
Sorry, A.
Okay, A. Everyone A?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Good. Number 3. Can you read, Joel?
Harry says that men in her family. I choose C. Try to talk about some things that interest them.
Uh-huh. C. Girls?
Yes.
The same?
The same.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
C.
Yes. Okay, good. Number 4, Vivi?
Yes. Sim. ¿Está bien pronunciado Sim?
No, Sean. Sean.
Sean.
Yes.
Number 4.
Number
Ay,
4?
la pelota que suena diferente. Sean.
Yes. Sean.
Sean. Started learning yoga 3 years ago.
Uh-huh. Good.
Option B, can touch his toes. Option C, is thinking of giving up yoga.
Okay. What did you choose, Vivi?
For me, option B.
B. Can touch his toes?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Do you remember what toes means? Any of you?
Is the plural of feet?
De los que sí.
Oh, no.
No, no, no.
¿No?
No. Toes.
The fingers of
No son, no es
of the feet.
tocarse los pies, algo así.
Yes, yes. Tocarse
No,
los
no,
dedos.
sí puedo decir, pero no es tocarse los pies, agarrarse los pies, algo así.
No, los dedos del
los
pie.
deditos del pie.
Ah, los deditos del pie.
Los fingers del pie. Claro. Es como que.
Claro, fingers
Sí,
del
sí,
pie.
tiene
Ay,
lógica.
pues no sabía que era.
It's like finger, but from the feet. Good. So yes, toes means Dedos del pie. So for you, baby, is A, right? And number 5, I think, Sol, it's your turn.
It's a noise list of giving. No, it's a noise list when people use their phones when they are with other people.
Okay. So C,
Yes, for me, the same.
the same. Okay. Joel, you have a
Yes, I
different.
agree.
Okay, good. We can check now then. Let's see. Let's watch the video again, person by person, to see what they say. The first one is Christopher. Christopher likes using the subway because it runs all day and night. Let's see if that's true.
How do you get to work?
Sorry, I'm not sharing. Here.
I take the subway every day. I take 2 trains. I live in Brooklyn. I take a train from Brooklyn to Washington Square, and then I switch to a train that takes me to Midtown Manhattan.
So he already said he takes 2 trains. Okay.
Yes.
How long does it take?
It takes about 30 to 40 minutes.
What do you think is the best way to get around New York?
I think subways are an excellent way to get around New York. They serve all 5 boroughs, and they're open 24 hours a day. So they're very convenient, and they don't get stuck in traffic.
Okay. So, basically this one. They're open the whole day. Yes, he said more things, that they get to every bureau, and that they don't get stuck in traffic. But basically, the correct option here is C, right?
Mm-hmm.
The option C?
C.
Mhm.
It runs
Pienso. Yo re.
all day and night, so 24 hours a day. Okay, let's go to Maria. Maria thinks that women are better than men at looking after young children because, and we have here A, because they have had a lot of practice. Let's see.
Do you think women are better than men with young children? Or do you think that's just a stereotype?
I think women are. They're more natural with young children. They have a natural ability with them. They're better at sort of knowing what they need and perhaps knowing if they need hugs or food or things like that. And perhaps their manner is better with young children. I think men can do it, but perhaps it takes a bit more practice.
Okay. So, Maria thinks that women are better than men at looking after young children because
B?
yes, she mentions that. Well, in this case,
For me, it's A.
she says, I mean, men can also do it, but it can take them a bit more practice. It's like she says B and C too, you know, that they have a feeling to know when they need to eat and when they are not feeling well. But I think the most suitable here is A. They've had a lot of practice. Let's go to number 3, Harry. Harry says that men in her family, C, try to talk about things that interest them. The other options are don't enjoy telling stories, and talk about the same things as women. Let's see.
Some new research says that men talk just as much as women. Do you think that's true?
Definitely think that's true. I would say that I know men who talk more than women talk. Especially in my family, it's the men who do most of the talking, especially repeating the same story time and time again.
Do you think men and women talk about different things?
Yes, I think they do talk about different things. I think they have different interests, and so they will try and control the conversation to topics that interest them rather than everyone else.
Okay. So basically, don't enjoy telling stories. No, that's false. Talk about the same things as women. No. She says they talk about things that only interest them rather than anyone else. Okay. So in this case, yes, it's C.
See.
Then we have Sean. A. Started learning yoga 3 years ago. Can touch his toes. Is thinking of giving up yoga.
Is there anything you've tried to learn but failed?
I'm having real problems with yoga, to be honest. I've been going to lessons for about 3 years now, and I'm still not making much progress, and I still can't touch my toes.
Have you stopped trying?
No, I'm still trying.
Okay, so is he thinking of giving up yoga?
No.
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 And he says, I'm not making much progress. I still can't touch my toes. Justo cuando dice eso pasa un auto. Pero, but he says he can't touch his toes yet. Okay? So in this case, the correct option is A. And the last one, 5. It annoys Liz when people, and the option we have here is C, use their phones when they are with other people. Here we have then make phone calls all the time and play games on their phones. Let's see.
Is there anything that people do with their phones that really annoys you?
I personally get quite annoyed by the fact that nowadays most people seem to have their phones out with them all the time, including in social situations like when you're in the pub or at someone's house for dinner, and people seem to think it's fine to just mess around on their phones, not necessarily make phone calls, but just kind of play with their phones, check Facebook on their phones. It's, I don't know, seems to become quite standard behaviour now, that that's what people do.
Okay. So, Liz. It annoys Liz when people make phone calls all the time. No.
No.
She doesn't say. I mean, she actually says, not phone calls. Okay, not phone calls. Play games on their phones.
Yes.
Okay, and use their phones when they are with other people. This is the option we have here. Who said this? Sol or Joel? I don't remember. You said? And did you change your mind?
No, I said,
Okay.
and for me it's okay, see.
So for you, Joel, it's B.
No, I mean, she mentioned in the video that annoy when people play games on their phones and check Facebook, something like that. But I choose C because maybe involve all the
Right.
things in
Yes.
that option.
This is like a more global statement. So as you said, it includes
Yeah.
everything she says. And
Is the correct is B?
sorry,
¿La respuesta correcta es la B?
the correct option? No, it's
Let's
C.
see.
Ah, sí, hicimos
C.
bien entonces.
No, I mean, she talks about play with their cell phones, check Facebook, but she doesn't say play games as such. You know, she says play with their phones. Probably just play, meaning to fiddle, you know, to fiddle around or something, not to play games specifically. But as Joel said, this is the most suitable C because it includes everything, she says. Okay, let's see. This is like a self-assessment. Okay, this activity. Can you say this in English? Do the task with a partner? No, on your own. Do it alone. Okay. Tick the box if you can do them. Can you compare different methods of public transport in your town or country? Can you do that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so if you can, you tick it. Make a tick. Then, can you agree or disagree with this statement and say why? All towns and cities should have a lot more cycle lanes.
Yes.
Good. So tick it. Talk about typical stereotypes about men and women and say if you think they're true. Describe something you would like to be able to do but have never been able to. Okay, this is connected to different activities you want to do but you still couldn't do. Okay, for example, I don't know, in my case, speaking another language, or I don't know, practice swimming or something like that. But you have to describe that option. You have to be able to describe that action and why you couldn't do it yet. Okay, so if you can do that, tick. Talk about things which are or aren't good manners in your country if you're staying with someone as a guest, and what you think is the right thing to do. So if you can do that, tick it. Ready?
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Bueno, mientras terminas, Vivi, termina tranquila nomás. Vamos a mirar otro video que es este último que tenemos acá, Short Films. Tiene que ver con Boris Spikes. ¿Se acuerdan que habíamos hablado de Boris Spikes?
Sí.
Cuando vimos Means of Transport. ¿Okay? ¿Se acuerdan por qué se llamaban Boris Spikes?
¿No era por el nombre del creador?
Claro, ok, algo así, sí, sí. Something like that.
Algo por ahí era.
Ajá. Estás encaminada. Okay, so I'll share the video with you. There it is. Can you hear well?
Yes.
Yes, good.
Hi, Hi, I'm Jack Foster, and I'm a Londoner. I love my city. I think it is one of the most exciting cities in the world.
I enjoy driving, but I almost never drive in London. For one thing, it's too expensive. You have to pay a congestion charge to drive in central London. And if you do drive in the city, you spend most of your time stuck in traffic. And parking is even more expensive than petrol.
So I always get around the city by public transport.
London has a great bus network. And the Tube is the oldest underground system in the world. But it definitely isn't the cheapest. Public transport in London is much more expensive than in many other cities.
Luckily, since 2010, there's been a cheaper alternative to the buses, tube and cars in London. And it's a healthier alternative too. This is London Waterloo, the busiest railway station in Britain.
And right next to the train station is this, one of the many cycle hire docking stations around London. At each of these stations, you can borrow a bike for making short journeys around the city.
About 3,000 people hire bikes from here every week.
Londoners nicknamed these bikes Boris bikes, after Boris Johnson, the Mayor of London when the scheme started. You have to pay a small fee to join the scheme, but then you can borrow a bike for up to 30 minutes for free. The bike sharing scheme has proved popular both with commuters and visitors to the city.
Of course, London isn't the only city with a bike sharing scheme, and it isn't a new idea.
There have been schemes around since the 1960s, but with new technology like GPS, cash cards and smartphones, local authorities have been able to make the schemes more secure and much easier to use.
There are now bike-sharing schemes in over 165 cities around the world, with more starting up all the time.
Some of the most successful schemes are the Vélib in Paris, Dublin Bikes in Dublin, Ireland, Bising in Barcelona, and Bixi in Montreal, Canada. But the biggest scheme is in Hangzhou, China, which has more than 60,000 bicycles.
Unfortunately, despite the success of the Boris bikes, London still isn't the most bike-friendly city.
There are some bike lanes, but often bikes, cars and buses have to share the roads, and this can be dangerous. So, there are a few things everyone can do to make their bike trips safer, whether you're on a Boris bike or your own bike.
Firstly, you have to obey the rules of the road.
You mustn't cycle on the pavements. And you mustn't cycle through red lights.
You should wear a helmet and bright clothes.
You don't have to wear a helmet to ride a bike in the UK, but it's probably a good idea.
You really shouldn't use your phone or wear headphones while cycling.
You must be able to see and hear what is going on around you. But if you are careful, a bike is the best way to see a city like London.
And being able to borrow one for free makes it even better.
Okay. So, could you get the idea of the video?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
it was very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Right. Um, Now you know why it's why they are called Boris spikes, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's because of the man who was the mayor of London. Yes, that man was the mayor of
Mhm.
London. Do you know who he is now, or do you know his face? Can you recognize him?
No.
No. Now he's the prime minister of the UK. He's like the president, let's say.
Ah.
But now, I mean, in the UK, you don't have presidents. You have prime minister. Um, I didn't know there were also bikes like that in Spain.
I don't.
Do you know of anything like this here in our country or in a city?
Mm, in Buenos Aires,
Mm-hmm.
maybe. I am not sure.
Okay, probably there is.
In
Sorry.
Salta, I know exist
Oh, okay.
places where you can hide bikes.
Uh-huh. Right. You can hire a bike.
In Salta?
Yes.
Ah, I didn't know.
Also in Jujuy, I think. In some places, not all over the.
¿Cómo sería? No conozco. No,
I,
no me fui, así que no puedo decir.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Good.
In Buenos Aires, I saw a company that, or maybe I don't remember if were a company or the government that give you the chance to hire a bike,
Uh-huh.
but only in capital
Yes.
in in the
En,
The city of Buenos Aires.
in
the
the
city. Yeah.
Resistencia, the same. Gustavo Martínez alquila las bicicletas también.
Really?
¿En serio?
Yes,
Where?
hay un paseo en, no sé cómo se llama, que hace poco lo inauguraron. Lo escuché en el noticiero, no sé cómo decirle, que alquilan las bicicletas, o sea, por media hora ahí te alquilan la vueltita y volver. Traten de no robarla nomás, dijo.
Ah, traten.
Ah, ya fue, ya no hay más bicicleta.
No, sí, sí, hace poco
Le
lo
duró
pusieron.
poco.
So now that now
No
that
es muy amplio el sector de recorrido, digamos,
uh
pero lo implementó hace poco Gustavo Martínez, que con apoyo de la señorita Sandra Mendoza, la señora. Pero lo
and
publicitaron a eso, teacher, el de las bici.
muy bien. So now that you mentioned beauty, now that you mentioned, you said, please don't steal the bike. That's what he said. Do you think that's a viable option here, or it's possible to have a system like this here in our city?
No.
Straight, straight out, no.
Perhaps.
Why do you think so, Sol?
Because of the culture
Uh-huh.
of the people. I think
What
they
is
are used to other things, and I don't know, for me it wouldn't function or something like that.
yes? And what is the culture, our culture, like?
People are used to steal and not to work and all the things that we know.
Okay, so yes, it's very I mean, the the criminal rate is probably higher, much higher here in Argentina than it is in the UK, in specifically in London. Okay, so probably not many people will try to steal those bikes. But I assume, do you think that might happen in London, that people try to steal bikes? Or do you?
No,
Maybe,
I don't think.
but it's not common to see. Maybe is if there an Argentinian in there, it could be.
Yes, it
Oh.
happens when Argentinians visit London.
No, I mean it could happen, but it's not very common like we are accustomed to see in our
It's
country.
it's not as common as in our
As
country.
common,
Mm-hmm.
as common
Right,
as.
as common
I
as.
think in London people probably will steal another thing, not a bike.
Not a bike, probably. Yeah, you're right.
In Resistencia, not probably. ¿Cómo es que te roban? No es probable que te roben una
It's
bicicleta.
not probable
It's not probable
that they steal.
they steal the bicycle.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Good. Well, let's see. We have done. Yes. So it's everything's done now because we have. I have given you the necessary pages from the workbook as homework. So now we have to start with Unit 5. Okay. 5A.
Okay.
Here we have this topic, sporting superstitions. Okay, we're going to learn or revise the past tense, simple, continuous, past tenses, sorry, simple, continuous, and perfect. We're going to talk about sports and we're going to learn these sounds. And here we have, why did he lose the match? Because he wasn't feeling very well in the last set. Okay? Well, and then the title of the text, the title of the unit, sporting superstitions. You know the meaning of superstitions, right?
Yes.
Do you know of any sporting superstitions here in our country or in your family, probably?
There's many. For example, and in basketball, it's not necessary dribbling the ball before you shot to
The ring?
the basket.
The basket.
Shoot to the basket. Yes, but it's like a I don't know how to say Kabbalah for some players, and that if they think that if they don't do that, maybe they could
fail the shot or miss the shot.
Miss the shot. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if it is the idea.
Yes, it's correct.
Of the
That's a superstition. Very good. Girls, do you know of any?
No.
No?
Sol maybe could know about football.
Pero no está el fútbol acá, no veo.
No, it doesn't
En el
matter.
dibujito que está
It
acá.
doesn't matter. It can be any sport.
¿Qué es el primero, profe? ¿Qué un tejido? ¿Qué es? Pues yo tengo fotocopia, no sé
No,
qué.
it's the. Es como
¿Qué
la
es eso?
pelotita, es como ese que juegan como un tenis, pero la pelotita tiene como un trapito atrás. ¿No? ¿Es esa? ¿Es esa? ¿Cómo se llama?
¿Qué deporte es ese?
¿Cómo se llama eso? Ay,
Cricket, ¿no es?
no, it's not cricket.
No, el cricket no tiene la telita atrás. Es el que
No,
va así entre
No,
los
nunca,
arquitos en el
nunca
piso.
eso.
it's not tennis. It's like it's some similar to tennis, but it's not tennis.
Yo pensé que era una competencia de tejido, de a ver quién teje más rápido. Pero
Badminton. That's badminton. Yes, that's a badminton ball. Okay,
yes.
number one. So you don't know about any other superstition. There are many here in Argentina, or especially connected to football. There are many crazy superstitions people have. Okay, but anyway, let's see. The first one, the first exercise, vocabulary, sport. Do the quiz in small groups. Okay. Bueno, la primera ya le dije. Sports quiz. What sport do you associate with? Okay. The first one I have done for you. This is a badminton ball. Okay. Then number two.
Could you write it?
Oh yes,
please?
sure.
Please.
A badminton ball. No me salía el nombre y a palas, pero bueno. Hasta que salió.
¿Y dónde se juega eso? ¿Así como en una cancha de tenis?
Yes, it's like a tennis court, but smaller. You play with a net and everything. Then, number two.
Rugby?
Rugby.
Rugby. Number three.
Hockey?
Okay. Hockey.
What kind of hockey?
I don't know.
On ice.
Ice hockey.
Ice hockey.
Ice
Good.
hockey.
Number four.
Patín sobre hielo.
Ice what?
No, I don't know.
Ice skating. Good. And number five.
Carrera de bicicleta.
Bike rider.
No, I don't know Spanish. Cycling, you say.
Cycling.
Bike riding or bicycle riding or cycling. Yes. Number six.
Ese no sé qué.
Skate. Skateboard.
Skateboarding.
Skateboarding.
Good. Number seven. What's number seven?
Pool.
Pool? Okay.
No.
No, yeah, I know.
Something related with dance? Or not?
Yes, dancing, but more sports like.
No.
No? It's like gymnastics, but dancing. Dance gymnastics, you know? Or rhythmic gymnastics.
Yes.
I think that's the correct name, rhythmic gymnastics. They do gymnastics, but with music and with these ropes and balls, you know? Good. Number eight.
Baseball.
Baseball. Number nine.
Tennis. No.
Yes, so.
Ping pong.
Ping pong. in English we say... Epa, ¿qué pasó con las... Salieron las dos.
Bueno.
Capaz que se les cortó el internet. Bueno. No, in English we say table tennis. ¿Ok?
Ah, sí.
Table tennis. Se cortó el internet.
A mí
Sí.
también se me cortó.
Ah, ¿estás con datos?
No, y recién se cortó, habían avisado que van a cortar.
Oh. Bueno. Dice que falta poquito. ¿Vas a seguir con datos o...?
Sí.
Bueno, ok. Okay, table tennis and the last one. Ah, yes, the last one.
Ah, table tennis. No,
Table tennis.
nunca escuché.
Ajá.
Y el último no sé qué es. Que I don't know. I can.
Martial arts. That's like a black belt, you know?
Ah.
They use it a lot in karate, taekwondo. I don't know if it's more used in karate. Okay.
The number 4, ice skating.
Ice skating. Like that. Okay. And then rhythmic gymnastics. Ese también tengo que copiar. Rhythmic gymnastics. We have to go now to page 157. To the vocabulary bank about sport. Okay. Now we're going to talk about people and places connected to sport. Okay. First we have fans. Okay, these are fans. Then we have other people here. Number 2. What do you think is number 2?
Which page?
157. 157. I'm sharing it for you. Hello, Vivi. Welcome back.
Volví, profe, perdón, se me cortó el internet.
Yes, I know. ¿Ya volvió?
Sí, ahí estoy, de vuelta. Perdón, no sé qué problema hay.
No hay problema.
Avisaron ahí en el grupo iban a cortar.
Yo no estoy en el grupo. ¿Quién tiene el grupo de internet? ¿En el barrio?
Ah, pero vos tenés vos Play, ¿o no?
Sí, pues.
Y bueno, ahí lo tenés que decir, te agrega al grupo. Y ahí te avisan los cortes y eso.
Sí, le voy a pedir que me agreguen porque si no... Perdón, teacher, seguimos,
No,
perdón.
it's okay. Don't worry. It's not your fault. No es tu culpa.
¿Ya vieron todos los dibujitos?
No, sí, de sports, sí. ¿En cuál te quedaste vos?
No, no importa, usted grabó la clase para Silvia, eso
Sí,
yo vuelvo a mirar.
todo se está grabando, todo se está grabando.
Dale, yo vuelvo a mirar, no se preocupe.
Sí. Everything is being recorded. Así que ojito con lo que hice. Okay.
Igual Silvia ya me conoce, ¿no?
Acá igual vuelvo a copiar los nombres de los deportes que por ahí no conocían. ¿Sí? Badminton, table tennis, etc. Ok, estamos en página 157, page 157, vocabulary bank. ¿Sí? Tienen que unir las imágenes con las palabritas, the pictures and the words. Háganlo ustedes solitos individualmente, sin mirar diccionario, nada, no importa, ¿ok? Y cuando terminan, when you finish, tell me.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you told me number 2, referee. Number 3?
Captain.
The captain.
Captain.
Está escrito ahí, o sea que imposible errarle.
Yes.
Number 4?
Number 4, team.
Team. Good. Number 5?
Players.
Players. Good. Number 6?
I don't know. Lo sé que.
Sports hall.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Yes, it can be the sports hall or the sports arena. Yes, it can also be called court. I don't know if in British English that's common, but they call it court.
Mm,
The tennis court, the basketball court. Um, it's different for football, for example, or for rugby. Number 7,
coach.
the
Coach.
coach. Exactly. Number 8,
Stadium.
stadium, and
Stadium.
stadium, and number 9,
The crowd. Crowd. No sé cómo se pronuncia. Crowd.
crowd
The crowd.
or spectators.
Spectator.
Yes, good.
Este también es 9.
So we have 9 words. Joel, I want you to read from 1 to 3 for pronunciation. Yes. Look at the
Okay.
little symbols here to guide you.
Okay. I have to start now.
Yes, start.
Okay. Captain. Coach.
No, from 1 to 3. 1 to 3. Sorry, 1 to 3.
The picture.
Yes.
Sorry.
These
Sorry.
ones.
Sorry. Fans.
Mm-hmm.
Referee.
Yes.
Teacher, y la segunda
Wait.
pronunciación, porque tiene uno que dice referee y el otro.
Wait, finish, Joel, please.
Sorry.
Number 3?
Referee. Umpire.
No. Sorry?
Captain.
Referee or umpire. Sorry.
Umpire. Yes, and captain.
Captain. Good. I didn't see umpire. That's another possibility. What was your questions?
The pronunciation, the second option, the referee.
This?
No veo.
Sorry. The umpire.
Umpire.
Yes. Este triangulito que ven acá es como una umpire.
Me tengo que hacer lente urgente porque si no.
Yes, it's the umpire.
Umpire. Yes.
Good. And now, Vivi, your turn. From
Yes.
4 to 6.
Yes. 4 team, 5 player, 6 sport halls,
Hall.
sport halls, or sport arena.
Arena. Can you say number 5 again, please?
Number 5 players.
It's not players, it's players.
Players, sorry.
Players, good. And this one, sports hall.
Sports halls.
Así con la O, o sea, es una O grande.
Sport hall.
Sports hall. Las dos O son iguales, mira.
Hall.
Yes, sports hall.
Hall.
Yes. Or sports arena.
Or sport arena.
Good. Ahí está, better. So, from 7 to 9.
Okay, I'm attentive. Coach, stadium,
¿Qué dice ahí, profe?
Está tentada.
Spectators or the crowd.
The crowd, okay. ¿En dónde viví?
No, es que no veo la letrita muy clarita ahí, pero
Claro, sí, porque vos tenés impreso, fotocopiado, ¿no?
Sí.
Sí, es el tema. Con esos simbolitos los ponen muy claritos, no sé por qué. Lo hubieran puesto en
Casi
otro
ni
color.
sale la fotocopia, profe, no sé si
Sí.
me cobró más barata por eso.
Capaz, ahí no sé si se ve un poquito más.
Ahí sí.
Ujú.
Ahí está.
Esos son los, si querés remarcar, son los símbolos fonémicos. o es la transcripción fonémica de estas palabras, que básicamente es cómo se pronuncia, ¿sí?
Ujú.
Capaz que no se sepan todos porque hay sonidos que no corresponden al alfabeto, perdón, símbolos que no corresponden al alfabeto, sino que están ahí porque representan sonidos, ¿sí? Como por ejemplo acá está este triangulito que es A, umpire,
Yeah. Unbound.
umpire, yes? Good. Now, listen and check. Cover the words and look at the pictures. Test yourself. Vamos a escuchar, sí, porque no por chequear, porque ya están todos correctos, pero más que nada para escuchar el tema de la pronunciation, ¿sí? Que escuchen ahí una pronunciación real. ¿Estoy grabando? Yes, I am. CD3 tape 2. Ok, ustedes díganme si se escucha bien o no.
(3.2) Sport. People and places.
Can you hear?
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
3. Captain. 7. Coach. 1. Fans. 5. Players. 2. Referee. Umpire. 9. Spectators. The crowd. 4. Team. 8. Stadium. 6. Sports hall. Arena.
Ok. Una aclaración nomás acá en la 9 no me gusta cómo lo pronuncia la chica. Porque dice como spectators. No, no es spectators. Spectators. ¿Ok? Spectators. Acá está el acento, ¿no? Acá. Bueno. Ah, y otra cosa. Aclaración para todos. Acuérdense cuando empieza con s. Empieza con s, no con e. ¿Ok? Spectators, stadium. Porque tenemos la costumbre nosotros de decir spectators o stadium. ¿Sí? Así que no es que esté mal, no es que esté mal ni que sea culpa, ¿ya? Sino tratar nomás de ir modificando un poquito.
Mejorando.
Sí, 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 sí. Pero es totalmente normal y entendible porque esto no existe para nosotros, esta combinación de consonantes, ¿sí? O ese consonant cluster. Now, match the places and sports, ¿ok? Acá sí, si quieren utilizar diccionario online o físico, el Pocket, está perfecto. But number 1 is down for us. Tennis, basketball, court. Acá, esto es lo que yo les dije, ¿vieron? Tennis, basketball, court. Después tenemos fútbol, rugby, hockey. Y tienen ahí todas estas opciones. Tienen que elegir la correcta. Ni yo me acuerdo todas. Así que vamos a tomarnos una... Ah, ya no tenemos más tiempo. Bueno, háganlo ustedes nomás individualmente cuando puedan. O lo hacemos... No, lo hacemos mañana. Continuamos con esto mañana.
Okay.
¿Sí? Vamos a continuar con esto mañana. Y ya les paso bien un diccionario online por si quieren ocupar. Y eso, ¿sí? Bueno, eso es todo por ahí.
Bien.
A medida que vayan haciendo las actividades, no duden en mandarme, ¿sí? En cualquier momento yo, total, cuando puedo, controlo y les envío corregido, ¿sí?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, teacher.
See you tomorrow at 9 then, yes?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay,
see you.
see you.
See you.
Bye bye, teacher.
Bye bye.
Bye bye, Sol.
Bye bye.
Bye bye, Joel.